Hey everybody, my name is Woven or Wovenite. If you here right now is my socials. If you like to follow me on any of those, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for checking out these videos and always being there and checking out, just whatever vibe I'm going through. Here's also make sure to like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it if you like to see more. And hope you enjoy the video. All right, bye everybody. Enjoy the video. Okay, so last time we left off, I gotta turn on my controller as always. Try to preserve battery right now. Yeah, so we completed day 1, and we are on to day 2 with the trial. And I did do a little bit of research. There are 4 days. So there's 4 days in this game. So after this trial, we'll have an investigation, and then we'll have a trial again, and then one last investigation, and then a big old trial at the end. So I'm hoping, my hope is tonight is to at least get to the last day. Hopefully. This one might be a little bit shorter stream because I necessarily don't know how long the case is going to be, but I'm hoping that I can get through this trial, the investigation, the 3rd day investigation, and then the 3rd day trial. Those are my hopes for tonight. So let's go ahead and let's just start right on in. I'm sorry, I gotta make sure this. The 69th, hi Chaos, welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. How was Shadow Jr.? Okay. How did the investigation go today, Mr. Wright? Or yesterday? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. I see what he's calmed down. Oh, that's good. I'm glad he finally gets to chill out now. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, please let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. Why not? The defendant is called to the trial because they were suspected of wrongdoing. That's something like a prosecutor would say. Never forget that. This guy, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I watch Sokomo Days. Oh, I hope that's going good. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Don't worry, I won't need luck, hopefully. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'm pretty good, Chaos. I'm excited to be doing more objections and throwing people's evidence in their face. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Okay, well thank you for cheering me on, Emma. It's pretty fun and entertaining. I'm trying to think all the shows need to finish. I know I need to start Vigilantes at some point. And then whenever I get done with My Hero and stuff, then I'll start One Piece. Just to see if I like it or not fully. Court is now in session in the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. Yeah, I've seen clips of it, and it's pretty good from what I've seen. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. Oh, I bet, Chaos. I suddenly feel like to confessing everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll definitely let you and Freya know when I start One Piece. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough-up queen? There's not much for kids dub? Dang, Chaos, I was gonna watch the dub. Because I like the intro music. Have I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar? I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. Ah, and for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? Well, this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. You watch on Netflix? Oh, okay. Good. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. Judge, what the fuck is your palate right now? What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running lunch stand these days. Is that what you wanted me to say? Booze. Hi, Urka. Welcome in. Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. Oh, okay, Chaos. Well, how far is that in the seasons? The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. That's not until it's a 6-1. Oh, so they covered half of One Piece already. Nice. So it may not be that bad. Well, very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecution's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes? Okay, Chaos, thank you. The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Okay. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Okay, well, I got the parking lot floor plans. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on your principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Hey, I'll fight you. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? Yeah, I'm sure you would like to crush something, wouldn't you? If you can, then give them your worst, mister. Why are you cheering on against me? Wait, are they talking about me? Judge needs to stay in his dang lane and stay neutral. Hold it! Oh, this is testimony. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver my lunchbox to my boyfriend. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Though through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Wow, you just make fun of Edgeworth's car like that, how dare you? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. As all over episodes? Oh, okay, good. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Oh, that's it? Bring your lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so early crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Alright, I'm about to press all over. I need information. Hold it! How did you know? I respect the prosecution's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired? To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. Hold it! This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet other boyfriend position is still open for applicants. Ew. I'll stick with the lunches. Thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime? Huh. Hold it. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like. How would you say? Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. Oh, disgusted? I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Oh. I must be hard, yellow, and sharp as a tack. Judge, that's not what she means. Yeah, with the odor of old cheese to match. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Hold it. By garish car, you mean... Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. But Mr. Edgeworth? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. That's a lot of distance, ma'am. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. You're right. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Uh-huh. A photograph? You took this? And we didn't get it as evidence? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. What kind of lunch lady are you? I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Uh-oh, this is unmistakably Lana Sky. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? Chief prosecutor's holding a knife in her right hand. Hold on. Isn't there a photo? No, I thought it was a photo. Hold it! Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. What? No, they're not. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg from my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So, the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Hold on, what was his... One knife wound. Lots of blood from chest wound. Okay. Hold on. 30 feet away. This is not... Wherever she parked her car, I'm guessing it's one of these two little small cars, to the car right here. That is not 30 feet. That's like 5 feet. Ma'am, you don't know how to math. Huh. Hold it. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? But didn't you see it from 30 feet away? Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile at me like that. Objection! Your Honor. Oh, I thought I'd do with the wind. Oh, wait, what was the... Oh, wait, didn't she do the testimony of it was 30 feet away, or did I have to press it? Hold on. There's no... Wait. There's no prints on this knife. This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that, or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it up in the wild. Edgeworth? In the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always picture him as an outdoorsman. Now there's a scary thought. But there's no prints on this knife though. Bruce Goodman died 20 hours. What was caused by a 4.5-inch knife? A single stab was found. Wait a minute. Chief prosecutor is holding a knife in her right hand, but there's no prints. Well, I guess it's like the glove, right? Because this has no prints. So this makes no sense. Maybe I did the wrong one. Let me try this. Hold objection. Okay, I did do the wrong one. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But, isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? This is why, then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection? That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. Objection! And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat. But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes. It's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor's style was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Objection! Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Whoa! These gloves do seem to tell the tale of predetermination or premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. Murrow's plan, Virgo's proved it. Hold it! What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves, of course the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do a murder. It's only a possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Oh, impressive. I'm sorry they took you off for false, Miss Starr. Hi, Chris Emma. Welcome in. Hope you're doing good. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her praying next to me is making me calmer. We done been through this dialogue already. Okay. So I'm guessing now we gotta press the new statement, right? Or we already pressed the new statement. Murrow's plan, the rubber gloves proved it. How you doing, Chris? I hope you're doing good. Welcome in. And there are no prints on it. This does nothing. I'm also good as well. Thank you for asking. I'm trying to think. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. Thank you for the other Chris M. I appreciate it. I kind of want to press either the floor plans or the crime photo. Well, the crime photo, literally, you can see her in the gloves. Hold it. Objection. Take that. I know I'm looking for an objection right now. But wasn't it? I'm trying to think. It's either the floor plans or it's a different statement. I don't know what this has to do with the gloves though. The plans, I mean. I'll press and see if anything happens, because I do have plenty of chances left. What do you think about witness statement? I'm not sure I follow. It clearly contradicts the I thought. You don't sound very convinced, Mr. Wright. Objection overruled. Ugh. The rubber gloves prove it. Okay, so the knife has no prints on it, which mean, y'all, the gloves. This one is strange because through the wire fence you saw them standing next to a car, but yet you also said that you was 30 feet away, right? This was one where Pedro's car. Which was the one where she said it was 30 feet away? Or where she was 30 feet away? I saw her no further than 30 feet away. Yeah, that's weird. From 30 feet away, you would not be able to see her. Unless you was like, just, that'd be so far away. Like, where would you even take the picture? I see something faulty. It's the dang thing she was talking about. Hold it. A case involving gloves, it doesn't fit. I know. Well, this is like driving gloves. Were admitted as evidence when Finn was arrested. She came to a murder. Yeah, it was premeditated. It was all planned. I gotta think of a way to show this wasn't premeditated. What's the one thing that was, what was it? If showing the phone won't do anything, because they would just say, oh, she contacted them. So I obviously have to present something here, but which one do I present though? Bills found a crime scene. Entered at 5:12. Wait. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. So 5:30. But this is 5:12. Why do I feel like, because if he died at 5:30, right? And then they show up, like Edgeworth shows up at 5:12. That's an 18-minute difference. Between 4 p.m. and 5:30 on 21st February. What does this stuff say? February 21st. The same date. Why do I feel like this is the right answer? I'm like grasping at straws, being like, I feel like I'm press her with this. Be like, hey, it wasn't premeditated because he died anywhere between 4 to 5:30. That's a long time. The rubber gloves proved it. Dang, this is a harder than that turnabout goodbyes one. I'm on my last one now. I feel like I have the right statement, but I'm not presenting the right evidence, basically. Which is a problem. Now I gotta think. What? Oh, what would do this as not premeditated? Hold on, let me... Usually... Wait. Wait, it says it's usually in Edward's toolbox. So that means Edward would have had to get it out. Not the chief prosecutor. So if it was premeditated, that means Edward had known about it. So that's wrong. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell bulk lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife? The knife that was in Miss Edgeworth's trunk? Indeed, it is my knife. Well, yeah, if it's your knife... What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon and a red car? Outlining the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are the prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Order, order, order. Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove, nothing else. Very good, Miss Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now.
But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing?
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now.
New testimony.
Lana Skye needed to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
That's wrong. It's a single stab wound. You're wrong. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Well, I already found one flaw, and it's that last one. You clearly didn't remember the autopsy report. Objection! You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. Ew. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound.
Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edward.
What a hunk. He's my hero, really.
What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness.
You got the crime scene set, right?
Wow. Oh, thanks.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. What?
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
And tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify.
A red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Hold it! Her red muffler?
Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose.
Wow. That's really dark. She's right.
Miss Skye was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she?
But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my bib. Stop it. Oh. For a bib.
A judge with a bib? That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I don't think I saw traces. I saw some traces of blood on her chest.
However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony.
Mr. Wright, this is our chance.
Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off.
The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact.
I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer.
Obviously, more scientific testing is required.
Okay.
Hold it. You have no proof that Miss Sky called him there. You have no proof that she didn't.
Miss Edgeworth, thoughts?
There is no record of a call made on the defendant Miss Sky's phone. She might have written him a letter. What? Come on, you could have tried public phone first at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered.
I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness, why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day?
Hold it. What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See, we agree there's a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree?
I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty.
This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your bias for thinking this? It's simple. Red muffler, that's how... Wait. Wait, that's contradiction. Wait a minute. She wasn't wearing a scarf. Objection! Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. Oh, the witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proven it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly careless or clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there, a scarf. No, not that. It's something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What?
Very well. Witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of our testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's why What? That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made an escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. What?
You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside, kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum?
Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will.
Okay, time to press this lady some more. Why is her hat an onigiri? Because she's a lunch lady, Lily. She does lunches. Hold it. So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Also, welcome in, Lily. Hope you're doing good. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? All right. It's okay. Hold it. What was I thinking? You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You said quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole That's... Lady, you are barely underestimating 30 feet. And I think you're in heels. Are you really running that fast? Maybe I should press her for more details. Absolutely. I'd like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. Where was you standing? The lunch lady's car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in Block B. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over, of course. Oh, you did? Amazing. The cough up queen, lunch lady, athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. I know. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high too, and apparently she in heels. What the fuck fence is she climbing? So how did Miss Sky not get away? Hold it. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say the word was muffler. Just that one word? So, what you haven't heard was... What you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. But no, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor's first attempt to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You shall, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Hold it. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing. No, you wasn't, Judge. Shut up. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. Yeah, and during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence? Uh-huh. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? How can you know? I know, right? It's like, how could she know? Also, I'm still not convinced that she climbed over that 9-foot fence in heels. But against angel resistance futile. Hold it! She made to escape? Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pate of foie gras. Huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. I know, your face tells me you're bullshitting. An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she just run the other way? The parking lot entrance. That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries. I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So Miss Sky tried to run. I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright. Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. Oh, I believe you. Okay. Wow, I her she mentioned a muffler. I saw it all. How she tried on the phone wall ahead of your cell phone. I wanna press her on the floor plan so bad, because as you can see on the floor plans, where the wall she said it was, where she was, and where the phone is, how the hell do you know what she did behind that wall? That literally makes no sense. She literally sounds dumber the more she talks. Like, are you sure that you were a ace detective? Because, you know, if this is your reasoning logic, I fail to see, you know, what the thing is. The only thing on the last game, it makes subject way too obvious, so you just have horror. Yeah, it's... Well, no, I was talking about to her. I know I'm an ace attorney, but she claims that she's like one of the best detectives, and I'm like, if you're the best detective, then, you know, shouldn't you be, I don't know, not be fucking up your testimony as much? Cause, you know, but it's like, I saw it all, huh? I feel like you didn't see anything. I really feel like you didn't see anything. That's the thing. And I want to present this, but I'm scared because I only have one life left. But I feel like... Screw it. Because she says she saw it all, but she couldn't have seen it all. Objection! Okay, okay, we are right. She couldn't have seen anything behind the walls. How the fuck did you know about the phone? She doesn't make any sense. She's a complete lunatic. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You work together with the chief prosecutor. Oh, you who worked together with chief prosecutor kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't have possibly seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. Wah. Order! Where's the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about where she saw it. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. But say that the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one. Objection! Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question, Doc. Clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All that testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The place where Miss Starr witnessed the crime was here. I want to say the security room. Because she didn't witness it from here. That's a lie. The only way she would have seen the telephone is if she was somewhere here. And if she was here, then Sky would have noticed her. So I want to say the security room. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed. The security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being a part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has got the better of Angel Starr. That's right, I'm on top this time. Wait a minute. Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. Objection! It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. Or perjury, not perjury, other word. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Okay. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? Probably the angle, right? Because if you can't see past the wall, then you can't see what really happened. All you see is someone come around. Their coat is bloodied. And so you just assume they stabbed someone. But if you're on the B block, you clearly see what the crime was, but you can't see behind the thing. So I'm going to say the angle of view, because the distance doesn't matter. It's the wall that's in the way, and the lighting definitely doesn't matter. Why the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have sort of had a more 3D view of the crime. And this is important. Why? Judge, come on, you gotta think better than this. Perhaps you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright? Oh, damn it. Was it really the distance? This court is nowhere further put on the trial. The offense has failed to give the court sufficient reason to doubt the prosecutor's claim. But why would the distance matter though? The angle seems more justified. Because the wall is there. Fine, I shall continue. Anyway, the wall is there. How could she even see the crime then? If the wall's not there, then she sees the crime, but she doesn't see the phone. Now I gotta speed through all this shit now. Mission failed. We'll get them next time. To be fair, I think my logic is more sound than the game's at the moment. Okay, well, it's a good thing we're on ad break, because now you ain't gotta witness all this me speedrunning this thing. Because the game's like, technically, that would be the right thing, but it's wrong. Ugh. Freaking jerks. I feel like my opinion was right, though. I guess we shall see. Let me see the game's logic for the distance thing, because it definitely wasn't the lighting. This is me we're just gonna bum rush through this until I get back to where I was. The only bad thing is I think I gotta press her on certain stuff to activate other stuff. I want to see if I can get back to it within the ad thing. That'll be the real challenge for me. I feel like I almost got this case over with too, which is annoying. There's so much talking. Uh-huh. Floor plans. Yep. I still don't know why the judge was like, yeah, crush him. And I'm like, you know, you're supposed to root for me. Okay. I feel like I remember which ones I pressed her on to like move the plot forward. So it wasn't this. Hold it. Be a detective? No, security guard. Uh-huh. Is in A block. The security sign. So she was in B block, but she lied. Hold it. Your detective skills are shit. I call bullshit. Edgeworth's car. Yes. Welcome back from the ads. 30 feet away. Yes. Chief prosecutor's holding a knife in her right hand. Wait, do I have the photo? I don't have the photo yet. I need to press her to get the photo. Give me the photo so I can press you on it. Uh-huh. Oh, wait, I gotta... That's right. I was on the way to deliver lunch on his boyfriend, yep. Carlin's Edgeworth's car. Holding a knife in her right hand. And it goes in his chest because he was, where's the second or third one? I feel like this is one. I was on the way to their lunchbox. I just want to make sure I get everything. He was fired. Okay. This is Edgeworth's car. I'm reassessing myself with the evidence on the when I get there later. Is the person next to you Maya Faye? No, Maya's actually gone. She left and turned about goodbyes, so now we have another lady, Emma Sky, who is like her, I guess you would say her stand-in, and she yeah, so she's there as like a, I guess you'd say a soft replacement. You know what? I'm gonna present the floor plans because, oh wait, yeah I did, because she was talking about Edgeworth's car, that's right. Right? Oh shit, no, it was the... I gotta press on the wire fence one first. I already forgot. My bad. Because I gotta... No. Hold it. Well, that's... No, wait, I think I already got the crime photo. Indeed it was. From 30 feet away, I'm certain, sir. In your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there we go. I didn't press her on this one. That's right. That's what I needed the photo for. Duh. And she didn't show it because she doesn't like prosecutors, so she's weird. So my return eventually, that remains to be seen, Chris Emma, because this is the last case of the first game. And for y'all to see the second game, I'm gonna make a community goal where y'all gotta do points again. Okay. So she obviously wasn't holding a knife because of the photo. Yep, salmon swirl. Yep. Miss Edwards says objection. Uh-huh. And I say objection. And she talks about blood splatter. Yeah, well, guess what? I see a problem. Objection! That's right. She didn't see the moment. She's lying. Don't worry, I swear we'll get to the point where, you know... If only it didn't take me all my lives to get past this part. Yeah. Add testimony. Okay, this time we just present... We already know this. We present the knife. So we're getting closer to where we, you know, we apparently messed up. You know, I think my choosing of which thing it is the right one, which is the angle. The angle matters more than the distance, in my opinion, because the angle lets you see a lot better, or it lets you see nothing at all. But apparently the game's like, no, the distance matters more. I'm gonna have to listen to this explanation. I think it's Croc. But this is coming from me. I'm going to press her on everything again, too. Mm-hmm. Okay. New testimony. Sorry for all the flashing. Okay, we're almost there. Time for cross-examine and time to press her on every statement again. Wow. I forgot Edgeworth said that. Hold it. Yep, the phone. I'm sure Team Arthur had a grudge against him. Hold it. How could you know? Yeah. And it shows me a lunchbox. Judge, don't lie. Objection. Hi, Killa. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. We're speedrunning this right now because I ran out of lives and... Wait, wasn't I supposed to get an update? Wait, wasn't I supposed to get an update? Oh wait, maybe I gotta press her on a thing and then it'll update me. Objection. Just hanging out? Okay. Yeah, I ran out of lives and now we're speedrunning back to where I, you know... Apparently I did the wrong one even though it looked like... It sounded... I still think my reasoning on like the angle of the crime is better than the distance. But apparently the game wanted me to pick the distance even though the angle sounds better. Oh, nice. I hope Once Human went well. I know 7 days can definitely be a mixed bag depending on what day you're on. Hold it. Look, got him a little. Oh, nice. Taking a small break. I don't blame you. That sounds like a lot of work. Yep. Not like DVD. Oh, I know. Wait, wasn't I supposed to get a update on this one? Hold on. Oh. Okay. Wait, do I gotta press further on this one? 'Cause I remember there was one that I pressed further. Or maybe I press further later? Okay, never mind. She wasn't wearing a muffler. Or she wasn't wearing her scarf. Don't worry, we're almost there, I swear. Uh-huh. Okay. I think we're on the last bits now. Put the liar in the slammer. I know, right? Yeah. Uh-huh. Sure. Okay. Hold it. The wall next to the car. Mm-hmm. I love Onigiri that she's running from me. Well, it's okay. The Onigiris on her head are probably most likely fake. 30 feet away in heels. And she like, yeah, I climbed over the fence. It was no problem for me. Yeah, which is nuts to me. It doesn't make any sense. Hold it. Oh, yeah. This is where I get the update. Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm on the phone. Add the test mode. Yep, there we go. That's what I was wanting from the from the last one. Hold it. We went behind. Yep. And while she pulled out her cell phone, you Supermaned over the gate and everything, or over the fence and everything, and you caught her. Which doesn't make any fucking sense at all. In heels, jumped over a whole 9-foot fence and then landed it perfectly, didn't break your ankles or anything. And you're like, I got you. You didn't see it all though, because floor plans. Okay, we finally made it back. Kind of. We still have to do one more thing. Okay. So now we gotta explain her away. In heels, I know, right? In heels. She did this. She did the Captain America jump. That's right. You couldn't have possibly seen it. You are lying. All right, here we go. Where she saw it. Yeah, huh? And then he's like, okay, show me where she wanted, or where she was. Right here. Okay. Yup. Talking about the boyfriend. I wish they would yell objection with finger point. That'd be so funny. It'd make court a lot more interesting, to be honest. But I know this is like a over dramatization. Sorry about the flashes while I'm going through this again. Okay. Doji activates her take that Zorpro. I know, really? She does, doesn't she? Okay, we're back to where we... Okay, so I thought it would be this one because this one makes sense. Because we're talking about angles of the crime. Wherever she was standing would be a different angle. Apparently that's the wrong thing. So we're going to go distance, even though that would make less sense. But the game says it's the right answer. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. Would it be distance? I think it's the angle, because where she was talking about where she's at B, right? That means she can see the crime, but then she can't see that she used the phone on the other side. But if she was in the security room, she can see the phone, but she can't see the crime unless there's a camera in there, which that hasn't been stated. So that's why my logic of like the angle matters more than the distance. But I guess we'll see what their explanation is why the distance is the right one. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Okay, that's fair. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. That's how she caught up to her really fast. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness? You. Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunch has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh poisonberry jam to my boyfriend. Poisonberry for the boyfriend? He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. Okay. Okay, so you went around, huh? And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. Yeah, because you just randomly started running, huh? But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Okay, then how did you catch her? So you went all... What? What? So you telling me you ran all the way around the parking lot? Okay. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block. That's quite a detour. Yeah, seems really exaggerated. Bullshit call. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get the scene. No fucking way that you ran all the way across that parking lot on the outside in 5 minutes in those fucking heels, lady. 5 minutes? I didn't know you took lessons from the Flash. This changes things considerably. I know, she's lying even more. And she used to be a detective? Damn, no wonder her cases never got solved. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear on my finest plastic spork. Oh, damn, rip that spork. You have a point. And the spork is a wonderful invention. It is. For once, the judge is right. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. May need to relook at timestamps for some evidence. Yeah, I know. No, wait. All the evidence are in my court record. Don't worry. They're all right here. Uh-oh. It's right. You have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? Objection. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest? Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time if you like at al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Miss Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on her account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I know, I failed. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. Yeah, now she's... Oh, I was about to say the throat-up queen, but that's different. And with that, court is adjourned. Hold it! Oh, is she mad? Oh. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? You were giving that to me. That's the one she tried to foist off of me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Star. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker. Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Why? Why? This day was over. Why you got ruined this, Judge, just because you hungry? Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like that Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. Was she gonna pull out her lunchbox this time? What now? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? No, you didn't talk about no damn shoe. You kept talking about her stupid scarf. 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was of course the victim's, and then the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. I feel objection. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Huh? Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Okay. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. You know what? Hi, Nanny. Welcome in. How you doing? Hold on. Before I do anything. Let me look at that shoe. I hope work is going good. What is this? This blood. It's my sister's, right? It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime. Poor sis. I feel like that's not the only thing, though. Ah, there's blood here, too. On the sole of the shoe? It's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood. It's horrible. This blood might be an important clue. Okay. I think that's it. Okay. Hold it. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just want people to look at the results. Where you go so far by finish last article? Oh, congrats, nice. Hope it's going well too. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This is when the suspect is admitting she did it? Well, false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. Hold it. No, you didn't bring it up. And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prospector and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag. Really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of a crime. Now, tell us what you did next. Hold it. So you brought it to the forensics department? If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective? The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman? As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. Hold it. You can't say for sure that blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie? Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB? However, you can't tell from a blood test where a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all blood tests out there, which means that we can be more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. Wait a minute. That's wrong. That ties so directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. Hold it. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts? Ugh. Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Okay, I see. Tell me more. Some, like your client, she's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. I know, the 4 choices are garbage. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? I do. A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? There is a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish guts now. Ugh. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? I don't want any fish guts, thank you. Keep that shit to yourself. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem in this evidence. Take that. I wonder if you noticed there's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it would be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Oh, really? Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradicted by blood on the bottom of a shoe? This. There's no blood on her shoes. She's wearing different shoes here. That's not her shoes. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see in this photo, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. This contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Objection! Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. That's right, we were there. We saw no bloody footprints. Order, order, order. Well, witness? What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh! Yeah, the judge is very clueless, Killa. That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. Chief Prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. I thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Damn. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? To defend the witness or not is confusing. So his job is to basically get a guilty verdict, but if the witness is lying, then it also hurts him in the process. So he also needs to call them out on their bullshit as well. The oil drum kicked over by Chief Prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason. You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. What? That ties things up quite nicely. Bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why? That's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe.
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please.
What? What can I do?
Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. But...
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant Miss Lana Sky.
Hold it. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox, a lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this. A photograph?
I heard it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
But Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in the photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew it. I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. Wait. I'm sorry, Mia.
Right, wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel.
Huh?
Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Objection! Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah. I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. What the fuck is this? The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind as far. Judge, I swear to God. A muffler is also part of on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see, and I see. Fucking... Ugh. What's that suspicious looking claw sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Objection! Sorry, Miss Star, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us, why do you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case?
Would it be the shoe? Hold on, I wish I could go back and look. I can kind of see the defendant's shoe or whatever. And it looks clean. Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that?
Actually, I don't feel well at all. I have this pounding headache.
No, I meant, what do you think about the...
I'm afraid the reason for a headache is you, Mr. Wright.
Muffler. Oh! Yeah, okay. My bad. I was thinking of like something else. Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that? What? But that's the only time we heard about the muffler, though. Was around her neck. Or it's supposed to be. Yeah, the crime photo was the one with the muffler. Shall we ask Google? The phone. I forgot the phone. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's why she had me confused in my earlier testimony. That's right. I forgot about the phone. Muffler. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Well, I think I got her to finish her testimony.
Well, it seems we have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so. Whew. That was close. I know I was running out of options. I forgot about the damn phone. But we made it. At least for now.
This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry? Or I live in the middle of nowhere's bear. I know, right? 2 weeks. Yay, day 2 was done. And it only took us 2 hours because I fucked up. Okay. Let's see if I can at least get day 3 done like I really wanted to. That's the end goal for tonight, is to get day 3 investigation in court done. Then we only have 1 day left, which is the longest one. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface? But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, This is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall. Thought I'd come take a look and see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen the last 2 days have really been on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. It's okay, Chris Emma. We got 2 more trials to go through. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now, don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf? So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken? Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. Sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee. I don't think that's what we're swimming at, Marshall, but thank you for the advice. Alright, part 2. Oh, thank you so much, Chris Emma. I appreciate it. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edward? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. If Giants, please let me know. Okay. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. Seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock knock. Who's there? Oh. What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, that temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. That's probably because he opened the door. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you. Anything? Oh, sorry I'm late, Ungi. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, Ungi. How you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. Oh, I've been so busy. Busy smizzy, Ungi, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Ungi? Seems to be the nickname for the judge? I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. Sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know where the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the district. Okay. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at that poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really wasn't wearing that muffler. But to think it was stuffed in that exhaust pipe. Oh, little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. But watch this. It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth. How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking their signature, is there, Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had. You're head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'd expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push the switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I won't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I won't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Fine. There you go. Why? Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this nice blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade added to the court record. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sure thing, not a problem. Not even a little one, really. This knife is special. I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this case your case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Unji. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order, order, order. Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might as well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright? 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places? The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Sure. Hold it. Excuse me, special? Mm-hmm. Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Rhino, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And I'd like a mystery that's wrapped in something, a muffler. Hold it. This knife was found on the scene of our crime? I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on in the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Rhino. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine the knife when we can, Rhino. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. Let's try presenting the piece of evidence that has stumped me all this time. So, how are things out at the department? Okay, hold on. There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6? Maybe it's a case number. That's weird. What? I don't remember where... I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the court record again? SL92. There's also smudges on it. SL92. Is it this? I feel like this would be the only correlation to the knife. SL92. Hold it. Something happened in the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen, and why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? Hold it. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Unji? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, righto? I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me more data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Well, we know when the victim died, it was 5:15. Where was the victim found? So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say the time took place in the evidence room at the police department. Evidence room? You wouldn't know anything about the evidence room, would you, righto? I can't say I've heard of it. I guess I should ask again once I learn a bit more about this evidence room. There's something strange about this, the place where the body was found. Hold it. 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling. I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. Hold it. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, righto. You understand? Try to understand, righto. Well, if you could prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? I better check this knife out. I already checked the knife out though. It's literally just the tag though. But it reminds me of a similar code, DL6. It wasn't that long ago either. This is the only thing that's like, is Goodman's note. Internet 5. Oh, I found it. Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest to goodness objection. This knife. This has something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Ah ha ha. An honest to goodness, what do you mean from Unji? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s, 12, 2. No, Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn around and what do you get? Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. That's right. Good job, Chief. You're keeping up. I'm proud of you. Order. Order. Well, Chief? Well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case it was stolen from his partner room. Oh. Hold it. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. It was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Well, that's obviously wrong because we just proved it. Okay, maybe I gotta present the paper again. Okay, or not. Well, now I'm confused. Because I proved that it's connected. And I proved this SL9. Maybe it has something to do with this one. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. But this is new. Would it be this? Because... No, I don't think so. What, do I just present the knife because it was stolen? I feel like that's a little on the nose if you ask me. But I don't want to be sitting there giving my freaking chances away like I was doing earlier. I'm like, well, obviously this is related, but I can't apparently prove it. You know what? Since I learned that it is, maybe I just gotta press him again. Yeah, is this 515? I'll press him again. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please. Righto, you understand. I understand, righto. Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties two murders together. Whatever it is, I better find it and get to the bottom of this. Two testers were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? That was a bad day for police department. We're actually doing investigation. Hold it. Let me redo this. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. It was evidence from a case long since solved. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of a car. Hold it. Uh-huh. What happened? Latedo was killed. Okay. On the same day. Yup. Okay, well, we got... Okay, maybe I have to ask each one of them. Okay. Here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing on the... So we asked where. And then he gave us... He can't speak on where the corpse was found. The evidence room. Dyson advocates it was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? Happy, we just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get testify about details. Okay, so that's what I needed. Chief, the defense position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Hey, you don't say? Well, out with it, righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, right. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number and the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in the very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet at all. Can we get that information? Unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim's apartment. Hold it. If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get as much as I can out of him. What about the victim's ID number? Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Because if I can link it to Goodman's, then that's a case. And that'll make me very excited, which means I can deduce this that's the same, that's related. Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 584-2189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82. I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department, 584-218. This does tell me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department. Tells you something. What does it tell you? Take that! Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing like you always do. Okay. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 584-2189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, the ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. No, it didn't. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right again! The number the chief of the police gave us was 584-2189. The same exact number. Wait a second. Right. What is this? That's right. Mean? That's what I want you to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as a tack, Righto. Sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, a detective, Bruce Goodman, was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So, what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location. Order, order. Order! Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yet it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have I heard that name before? Wait, aha! It was that guy that barged in. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer has told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Ugh! Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if the officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then I... No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you'd submit a list of evidence to be used in a court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. That connection was just proven by Righto over there. Great job, Righto, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I knew you were going through a tough time, Worthy, with all these rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. But Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one more day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Or Miss Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. Ugh, we've made it through day 2. That took longer than expected because I didn't realize there was a second part. Great. Yep, this is definitely going to take longer than expected. Oh, it's day 2 investigation. Oh,